Well, and that allows us to now think about some things that we've kind of gone through, because I think that hopefully other people who are using blockchain technology, they're building a company on blockchain technology, and even though we jokingly always say, so you're smart enough to make a blockchain company, but too dumb to know you should never do that. But there are people out there, and they really are trying to make a difference. They're trying to they believe blockchain is a way to advance things for the future. I believe that that is possible. I don't think it's the answer to everybody's problems, like some people do, and I think anybody who tells you it's the answer to everybody's problems, they're a scam. But to me, that would be,
That's a little bit too grandiose, but
yeah,
possibly.
Well, it's like the old saying, when a person tells you...
probably need more luck.
What is it? There's the whole old saying that when a person says... No, I'm going to have to cut that part out.
I can't do it. No, it's too good to be true. It
probably is. No, it's even worse than that. It's something like anybody who tells you that life is... that everything, that things in life are free, they're probably trying to sell you something or something like that. Probably. I can't remember what the saying is, but it's something like that. Anybody who tells you that anybody who tells you that life is fair is trying to sell you something, right?
That's true.
Right, or something like that. It's a sales pitch to say all this stuff. I think that there are things that we can do better.
Yes.
And I think crypto, especially when you're talking about crossing national borders, it takes care of some of those things, right?
Well, I think even you said it the other day, like crypto, as it sits right now, needs a bridge, right? It isn't the end all, like it can't solve all the problems right now. And so there needs to be a bridge. There needs to be a cross bridge between cryptocurrency and the current physical universe.
Yeah.
Right. There are some point of sale devices that are accomplishing that. There needs to, especially in the social network arena, right? There needs to be a bridge there. We've seen so many social networks come and go because, one, social networks are way too fast for what cryptocurrency is trying to accomplish, right? None of the cryptocurrencies that I've seen can operate fast enough. So just like computer memory is segmented into two different types of memories, cryptocurrency doesn't operate fast enough to do that. So we are operating in Arro Social, the video side of things is saved in the physical memory side of things, and then let the Arro Social token track the value side of things.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's the way that it needs to operate, even into the way side of future. I don't think any crypto...
Yeah, unless somebody can figure out how to have a super fast server-based
and there's no
thing.
And there's no way that social network content needs to stick around forever, right? No. That doesn't even make sense, right? Yep. Your social network texts or videos don't need to hang around forever.
Yeah,
right?
It might even be smart for us to figure out how to put a limit on things so after 30 days they just drop away.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I've never really liked Snapchat. They don't need to disappear immediately, right? That doesn't make sense.
30 days or something.
30 days makes
30
sense.
30 days unviewed.
Or if you do
like
want
that, right?
If you do want it to hang around longer, maybe you probably need to pay for it or something.
Or repost it.
Or something like that, right? Because social networks don't even work that way, right? No. And so it needs to work like a social network. It needs to have the speed of a social network. And so there's currently no cryptocurrency that I'm aware of that operates that quickly.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of nanoseconds,
You can't verify that fat pie and it be a trusted verification.
Yeah, trusted verification and speed, and that's just unnecessary, right? Unnecessary cost in a cryptocurrency. And so
That's why
we
we
have
started.
we have a way of doing that offline that it doesn't cost.
Well, and that's why we started saying we're decentralized monetization. The monetization is decentralized. But where's the power in a social media? Where's really the power in social media? It's in the money.
Yes.
Right? So if we hand the real power is handing the money over to the people, not just, what? I mean, I guess in time, it's easier to create a voting system.
The reality is
if we're going to change this thing, kick it out to everybody and let them vote on it, whatever, right? You can do that. You can democratize the algorithms themselves.
But that's also by vote, vote on who you like, right? That can be controlled many different ways.
Yeah. Because the truth is that as much as they like to say this, they're like, oh, the person, the best way for us to be, and I see this all the time with different crypto companies, the best way for us to be honest and fair is you weight the vote by whoever has the most tokens, right? Because the people who have the most tokens, they have the most to lose, so they're always going to look after the network and what's best for the network.
They will not.
No, they won't. They're always going to look for how they can make more money and how their tokens can be worth more money.
That is who they'll look for.
Yeah, that's the 100%. Their purpose and what they're going to look at for the network is how it best makes their tokens worth more money, how they can get more tokens than they have. That's all they'll ever look for is ways that they can make more money off of the money they already have. They're not going to look for how this person who has only earned 5,000 tokens can have better token value or can have a better experience when they're on the app. In fact, if the better experience means it's going to cost them some of their tokens, they're not going to vote for it, right?
No.
So, to be honest, people, when they're in it for the money and it's all about the money, then it's always going to be about the money and how they can make more money, how they can protect their money.
Yeah, there's way too many examples of human beings.
It's never going to be about what is the best thing for all the other end users, the ones who don't have a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And that's my very cynical side of it.
It's not cynical. It's proven
the truth,
through human history.
I mean, the biggest problem people have with corporate America is they will screw over their end users in exchange to make their stock values go up, right? Or to create profits so that they can actually report it, so that it looks like things.
Same thing will happen.
So it'll cause stock value
in the crypto industry.
And it does the same thing in the crypto industry, right? They're looking for the way they can show their main stakeholders, not the everyday user, its value, right?
Yeah.
It'll always be.
You get a small group of people focusing on that small group of people.
Yeah.
It will always happen.
Yeah.
And then no matter what, I mean, it's shown over and over and over, if you have a segment of people, that section of people will always vote for that section of people. They always will. They will vote for that section of people to, one, stay in control, and two, help that section of people get more money.
Yeah.
So one, stay in control, two, get more money. That's the way they will always function.
Yeah.
It happens in Congress. It happens in every time a organization, a group, like every single living entity will do that.
Yeah, they're going to protect. They're there to protect.
They'll always protect themselves.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It happens over and over through life.
It happens in every political system. In some, it gives more power to them than others. And so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who you are. If you're at the top, you should make sure that you're enriched, and the other people may or may not be, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's human nature.
Even nonprofits. That happens through every entity that's ever been created.
Yeah.
Congress, it happens like all the time. You see it everywhere. They only vote for rules and regulations that help them.
Yeah. There's actually a famous nonprofit. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want the blowback, right?
That's right.
There's a famous nonprofit that spends more money on lawyers to protect its image its images, that people don't use its image without paying for it. Their licensing of their logo and stuff. They pay more money on lawyers to protect their logo usage and licensing than they pay on the research that they're supposed to be raising money for. Literally they exist to raise money for a certain kind of research, health research, right?
Probably health industry.
And they spend more money on lawyers to force people to pay for their licensing of their logo than they do on the actual research that they're supposed to be raising money for. Right? And their CEO makes like $200 million a year.
Yeah. And so
right?
It just keeps voting.
Yeah. It's just a big marketing thing, right? I'm not saying that they're not giving to research and there's not help there. I'm saying that it's so skewed from what they're supposed to be trying to do to how they're protecting their ability to make money.
Nonprofits can still pay out a lot of money to their organization.
Many nonprofits don't pay more than 20% of what they bring in to the actual cause that they say it's for, and the rest goes to their executives and people running things, right? Yeah.
And that's all legal underneath the U.S. system.
Yeah.
And so, just to say it's a nonprofit doesn't mean that they don't make millions, billions.
Yeah. And the people running them make ridiculous amounts of money too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, you've got to look into everything that you hear. You've got to look into. You still got to do the research behind everything that you do.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality. And you've got to trust. You've got to trust and understand what you're looking into.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was the main part of what we were going to talk about today. I don't know how long we've even been on this thing, but I only had about 50 minutes on the thing, and it hasn't turned off yet. So
there you go.
So we know it's under 50 minutes. But that's all. I think that's all we have for now, right?
Did we cover all the exchanges? Good, bad, and ugly.
We talked about good. We talked about bad. We talked about ugly. I think in the end, like everything else, you got to do your own research. I think this was said enough times. The problem is that too many people are lazy about what their money is doing. They believe somebody's hype about what's going to happen to some token, and they go and spend a bunch of their money that they don't have to spend. And that's dumb, right? Just like you don't want to go to Vegas and spend money you don't have because you think you're going to hit the jackpot while you're there. You don't do that in the exchanges and stuff like that, right?
It's the same thing.
It's dumb.
Vegas wasn't built on winners. It was built on losers.
When they say, we have 97% payout, that means that some 3% lost, right? The house always wins.
Yep.
And in most cryptocurrency exchanges, I think in most cases the house wins, right? Yeah. The reason there's an exchange there is because, and we didn't even get into the business side of trying to deal with these exchanges. We didn't even get into the really ugly part of how many people are, how many straight up scam
exchanges alone.
Scam, not just exchange, but people who say that they're going to get you on an exchange. How many? I could tell you, I probably have 20 messages right now on my phone from straight scammers who say they're going to get us on this thing or that thing. And if you go to the website of that company, you do not find that person at all. There's just something a little bit different in their email or in something from the actual email that you would get from the real company.
Right, or it's a false website, or it's a one-off.
Such and such corp.
.io
as opposed to
versus
.io,
Yeah, and we lost money
early on, trying to get on exchanges.
One time it worked, right, and another time it didn't. Yeah. You have no idea what you're going to get into.
Yeah, we were trying to get into a top thing. It looked like they had all the documentation. We were filling out paperwork that looked exactly like the paperwork of the company.
We were filing. Yeah, it was a scam straight up, and we were filling. We were filling out what looked like real documentation, and we lost money. Yeah, and we couldn't. And I guess that should have been. Our first indication is when we started money within a day. Yeah, well, and when we started contacting directly the company, and this is something that I think exchanges need to do.
When we were directly contacting that exchange through their website, and we knew we were contacting the exchange, they would not get back to us to even verify if this person worked with them or not. Right?
It was even harder to get a hold of the exchange.
Even trying to verify that someone is not trying to scam you with the exchanges will not have zero customer service.
Yeah, zero, and it says don't contact us twice, or you won't get it at all. Like the exchanges are even meaner.
Yeah, their customer service is just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as easy as saying yes, no. Yes, this person works with us. No, this person doesn't work with us. That's all I need to know. And you can't even just return my email saying no.
And then they won't even tell. Like I filled out paperwork for 5 or 6 of them, and some of them have never gotten back to me to say no, you can't be listed. Like it's a horrid process.
Yeah.
To try to get listed, and we were listed on one, and now we're not listed on CoinMarketCap with them anymore. We still don't know why we're not. And now we're listed on DexTrade. And that was a rough process.
Yeah, Forbes Crypto tracks us better than
Forbes Crypto.
CoinMarketCap
We don't even know why Forbes started monitoring us, but we're glad they do.
Yeah.
But now, like, dude,
I can look it up on Coinbase probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Right now.
Now Bitcoin BTC tracks and now 27 track us. Like, it's a weird process, right? I don't like CoinGecko. But we'll probably eventually.
Yeah, there we are on.
It
does this weird thing.
Yeah, Coinbase tracks us. Our price is now listed again on Coinbase, but I try not to talk just about our price. And so it's tough. It's not the easiest thing in the world, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and we're on Etherscan.
Yeah.
Right, but then Etherscan was having our price, but now it doesn't. It hasn't updated our price lately. It's just weird. You have no idea why they do or do not update some things.
Yeah, I think
it's a weird process.
I think something, and this might not even be something it will matter that much to this video. So one thing. We could get into NFTs and stuff like that. That's something we would get into another time. But I think I learned a lot when we were researching NFTs. One of the biggest things I learned, and I realized that it wasn't just about NFTs, it was about blockchain, crypto world, is they say, what team do you need to do NFTs? What team do you need to do crypto, right? If you want to start a crypto company, you need one tech guy, maybe 2.
Yep.
And then you need everybody else. You need like 10 people that are all marketing.
Yep.
Right? And maybe a leader.
Yeah.
Right? But there's 13 people total. You need whoever your founder is, they call them, right? The founder, then a technical guy who knows how to use Ethereum or whatever, right? Solidity
the rest are all
guy. The other guy is the guy who basically does your website, which is really a marketer. Right, graphic design, website design person, and everybody else is a different channel of marketing, right? The Discord, somebody who runs your Telegram, somebody who runs your Discord, somebody who does all these things. So all the rest of them are just marketing people, and with no real that's it, right? You need somebody who can do enough crypto to have a token. Which we have, I showed you that thing with the kid a while back. He made his token by cutting and pasting, and his token went up to $5 million in 1 week, or something like that. $5 million of volume in 1 week. But he's got 1 million people viewing him on YouTube, and that hype did all the work. Right. And he was like, I'm not even trying to do this to make any money. I'm not going to spend any of this thing. I'm not going to use any of it because I don't want to go to prison. Right, he goes, don't buy this token. I was just doing it for educational purposes to show how easy it is and how tokens can be scammy, right? But the way that this whole idea that this is all, for a lot of companies, not all, but a lot of companies, it's all marketing. And what you're being sold something that has not only no value, but no intention of ever adding value, except for to their own pocket. right? And so there are scams. You need to do your research. You need to find out who the people are behind it. You need to find out what they're doing to further blockchain technology. To use blockchain technology in a different way, to adapt it to new things, to do what we're doing, which is try to cross over, where people don't even have to, the casual user does not have to buy any tokens. They simply need to engage on the Arro Social network.
Right, and build the technology.
They will earn the tokens that then they can use in various ways.
Right.
Right. It's a bridge to that.
The technology is,
yeah.
right? If you look at the companies that grow, that's where the technology and value is.
Yeah, the bridging the gap between normal human beings and the adoption of blockchain for normal people, everyday people. And I think that's what we're trying to do. And ultimately, we're going to keep going until we either do it or, the wheels fall off, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So, all right. So that's about all we have to have for this week. Definitely give us a follow, give us a subscribe, depending on what you're looking at. And we need those subscribers because they help us. They help us to get the word out, and they help us to show value in what we're doing. So if you could do that, mash that subscribe button, hit the notification so you'll know what our next thing is, and we'll see you next time.
That's this week in Arro Social Hour.
Bye-bye.
Do you want to do the follow when we get to the...
Yeah, we can do that on the phone, though.
Oh. Would that be better on the phone?
Social media companies are using your content and your data to make over $100 billion a year. Arro believes you deserve your fair share. So Arro Social is the first ever mobile social media app to track and share advertising profits through the power of blockchain technology. With Arro Social, members keep ownership of their content and data. And Arro shares up to 80% of its advertising profits with all of our members. At Arro Social, we have completed the first phase of our Arro ecosystem. A place to be social, a way to share profits, and a way to spend rewards. Now it's time for phase 2, which includes development of fun new features, and improvement of our API, which will allow a marketplace, gaming, and other apps the ability to plug into the network, accept the Arro token, and create more ways for the community to earn. Join Arro today to be part of this social media revolution.